Alright, now it's live. Hello everyone, this is the Ninja DC, and we're bringing you a discussion of Comic-Con related events that happened because, well, a lot of some important things were announced. Let's see. But before we begin that, I think we need to discuss a little episode where not really too much happened with Do Princesses Dream of Magic Sheep? Alright, but before that, let's just introduce ourselves once more. Like say, start with Jennifer.
Hello, I am Jennifer, amateur VA, and proud member of the Lunar Republic.
Hello, I'm John Willow, amateur VA. This week was quite interesting for me. I came back from camping in Largs, and I also went on community radio where I was talking about voice acting. Then a couple of days later, I auditioned for a podcast for a popcorn horror show. So yeah, it's been a fun week.
Congratulations.
Well, you know, it came out of the blue. You just take your chances, you know what I mean?
True.
Alright, yeah, and I'm the Ninja DC. Just refer to me as Derek and whatnot. You choose. Choice is yours. But we didn't just come. But let's get to the topic at hand. Like, let's say possibly one of the best Luna episodes since, well, Luna eclipsed.
Mhm. Princess Big Mac. Oh God, when I saw that, I just erupted into squeeze. You know, I just.
I so wish like Pixel Kitties would have actually had like a live like reaction thing going.
Yeah. Who invented Princess Big Mac? Because I
Pixel,
know it's been around for a while.
no, like Pixel Kitties is the one that did the comic that did like the thing with Princess Big Mac, pulling out like the like princess call. Like, it goes like a tab thing at a store where like pull a call number, become it's like job orders or whatnot. But like it was like, you want to be a princess? Then Big Mac picks one.
I thought it was Peter New that did it himself, because I was watching an old Everfree panel, and I remember like I remember, oh, I almost said Princess Big Mac. No, that Peter New at one point said like Princess Big Mac, and when I saw that sequence, all I just see was the hooves like with the cuffs. I'm like, no, 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 and then finally with the with the crowd, I literally just felt, I was sitting on my bed and I'm like watching it. And I'm watching it. I think I literally just fell down off my bed, just like laughing. My mom came in and like I'm the best day of my life.
I know, you know, apart from the crown being a little different, this is exactly the same design as some of the DeviantArt folders that I've seen. You know?
Yeah, and like that's the thing is like I was saying, like that's why I really wish it would have been like a live webcam reaction from Pixel Kitties. As basically her web like comic thing that was eventually animated by fans like became canon.
I definitely thought that was a definite. If episode 100 was a big shout out to the whole fandom, I think Princess Big Mac was yet another blatant shout out.
Yeah.
But hey, it was hilarious. I bet YouTube is lighting up with all these bronies, and they're uploading their reactions to Princess Big Mac, and if they haven't, then they better get started right now.
Yeah, I can already tell now that a lot of cosplayers that are going as Big Mac are now going as Princess Big Mac at BronyCon.
Oh yeah, totally.
And that makes me even more excited for TrotCon and BronyCon.
You know, I can just imagine someone editing, I don't know, a reaction video of Princess Big Mac. It's like the guy from Avatar foaming at the mouth and falling over.
Oh yes! The if I don't come back in the next podcast, then Princess Big Mac cosplayers I've taken, and I've laughed myself to death.
Yeah.
So if I don't come back, you know why.
Oh yeah.
When is actually TrotCon? I thought it already happened. I gave.
Oh no. Oh no, it is this Friday. Woohoo!
Yeah, I know they shifted the timing. No, it used to be like in May or early June.
Yeah, they
Uh-huh.
somehow like I guess pushed it back or so. I'm not sure why, but I'm excited. This is my very first TrotCon and my very first PonyCon in over a year. So, whew, I'll be excited to get back into the game.
Yeah. Do you have anything fun planned? Are you
Oh yes, absolutely. I will be as soon Thursday when Thursday comes up, I will be getting off work and I will literally grab everything I've got and my cosplay and my prop. I will drive up to 2 hours to Columbus, Ohio, because that's where it is. I will meet my boyfriend, um, my sister, my brother-in-law, and some friends from my Brony group are all gonna be there. It's gonna be awesome.
I'll bet.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I'm so excited.
So, any any good guests there this year?
Yeah, there's Emma Larson's gonna be there. Emily Jones is gonna be there. I think they said Kelly Sheridan's gonna be there. Uh, Brian and Brenna Drummond.
All right.
So I can
Brian Drummond.
remember
Wow.
what. Oh,
Brian
there's
Drummond, really? Gosh.
yeah. Mhm.
All
I actually got something. I got my phone core cello signed by those two last year, which was quite a feat. It was awesome.
right. Hmm.
That's all I can remember, but I know there's going to be a lot of community guests there.
Yeah. Last year at ButtCon, I felt like the guests were a little bit small, but they were so important. There was Dave
Yeah.
Polsky,
Oh
Heather
yeah.
Breckle, and M.A. Barrow, I think, the writer of the books.
GM Barrow.
G.M. Barrow, that's it, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, very important guests. Sometimes you don't need a big
Yeah.
giant roster of guests to have a real fun
Oh, of
con.
course, yeah. No, talking to Dave Polsky was incredibly fun.
Yeah.
It was his first con, so it's nice just to let him know that we're, normal guys, and yeah, he doesn't have to be uncomfortable.
He
I don't
doesn't
know.
have to fear us.
Yeah. Well, this year we have Daniel Ingram, so I'm quite glad at that because I'm gonna miss him at Galacon, but I get to see him at Buck.
Lucky person you.
I know.
All right, but let's just quickly before we like forget
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
any other
Back
points
again.
like on this episode, which I sort of like describe as a basically like slice of life, like a more mellow slice of life, and which is sort of
Yeah.
odd to say with an episode revolving around a nightmare creature trying to escape into the real world.
Oh yeah, another thing other than the sheer hilarity that was Princess Big Mac, um, Scootaloo flying.
Oh yeah. It's,
That was
think-
so
yeah.
satisfying. I'm like, all I wanted was Scootaloo to fly for all these seasons. Like, you know what? This is a dream, but I don't care. Scootaloo's flying. I got what I wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
my funny joke with that is like Scootaloo might be overcompensating a little bit.
It's possible. I love it that
And
she had the big giant like Pontiac Trans Am wings,
I know that was
yeah.
like
which I thought were hilarious.
And then you got like Filthy Rich coming up like the Silver Surfer, but the coin beam.
Coins on!
Yeah, I know.
I love it when the monster's like, "I'll pay you anything." Like, really?
Yeah,
it
apparently
holds up one bit.
someone made a comment about that. Something about house busting. I don't know.
Hmm.
Something to do with politics.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, that was like on Equestria Daily's like episode recap. Like I said, like they made some weird comment about like economics and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
Yes, absolutely. The whole thing was a fantastic episode. I agree with what you said. That being the best Luna episode since Luna Eclipse. I agree with you 100%. If this doesn't make you a Luna fan, and if you already are a Luna fan, you'll be even prouder to be a Luna fan, which I am. And it was really. Did anyone get the feels when Luna was like, she was just guilt tripping herself for so long as to why the Tantibus existed?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh,
She
that
was
was
basically having a mental breakdown at the end.
Absolutely. That was heartbreaking to actually see her just you always see her and she's very kind of semi aloof, but
Yeah.
this really gets to the heart of her and how she's really quite sensitive and she I think all of us beat ourselves up with certain mistakes there, but I didn't know that she would do the same thing. She really beat herself up for the mistakes she made as Nightmare Moon, and oh, that struggle that she was wanting to punish herself, but at the same time redeem herself at the same time. That's deep.
Yeah, so is her dream every night that she turns into Nightmare Moon, or is it that she turns into Nightmare Moon and gets defeated by the main six? I,
I think that's the main thing is like she gets defeated but I don't think she gets reformed defeated. I think basically she dreams herself getting turned back to stone.
all right.
Right. Well, Luna said herself she created the Tantabus in order to give herself the same nightmare to kind of punish herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
What?
I don't think it was just like the regular how it actually went down because like that's like sort of like excluding Rainbow Power. That's sort of how it happened. Where basically they just got rid of Nightmare Room but saved Luna. And
Yeah.
like she was like, this is a happy ending. It's not supposed to be a happy ending. So I'm thinking the actual ending she was used to was basically where she got turned to stone again. Well, actually no, it's Discord, but got banished again.
Oh, there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. They're like, this is not my normal dream. Uh-oh.
Yeah. You know, I I was thinking back to Spike turning himself into a prince, like in his
Yeah.
Rarity fantasy, and
Oh, yes.
that was pretty funny, but I feel like there's a missed opportunity here, like we had with uh, inspiration manifestation. Like the first thing I thought of when Rarity turned her powers on him was that she was going to turn him into a stallion, like her perfect version of a stallion.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, it's like I just thought in this dream sequence, what if he turned himself into a stallion instead of the knight? And yeah, it's
Oh?
like, yeah, there's
Uh,
just a missed
I,
opportunity, I feel.
I feel this fits though, just because like that's sort of like how Spike always does imagine himself as like basically the muscular knight in shining armor figure. He
Oh yeah,
always like even though it was only referenced in season one, you can still see him occasionally like checking out his muscles in a mirror, stuff
yes.
like that.
It's quite interesting to see how they all imagine themselves, like Lyra and Bon Bon as Cat Dog.
And giant derpy hooves.
Yeah, exactly. Giant Derpy.
He
Who
just like
meows.
a giant derpy hoof that obviously sounds like some sort of baby. When you turn around, she's like, "Ma!" And Spike gets to ride her. I was just so expecting to hear a "Hi ho, derpy!" Like, what? No, no, really?
No, it's muffins now.
Oh, hi ho, muffins!
Yeah.
I don't know which one sounds funnier, hi ho, muffins or Princess Big Mac.
Well, it's not as bad as some things. I mean, like in the Yak episode, we didn't even know who the two people he was hanging around with were. You
Right.
know, the Yak Prince. I mean,
Oh yeah, there's Prince Rutherford and then two other people.
yeah, they're not even mentioned in the.
No.
They're not even mentioned in the credits. I just figure, well, they just here for Pagan Fest. I don't know.
Oh my God, funny.
Yeah, I know.
Then we
Quick
also
little
got
note.
let me see. Then we also got a return for a few seconds of Flutterbat,
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
Flutterbat.
which
that
makes the
was cool.
questions:
Flutterpop.
where did she bite the house?
I don't know. On its foot, I think.
Oh, I knew
Or
this was gonna
top.
come up somehow. I was like, I watched the scene twice and I was like, where'd she bite the house? Oh boy, someone's gonna ask this question. Where did she bite the house?
Yeah. And I thought we were going to hear Doctor Who speak again, but nah.
Bad.
Yeah, it seems they're actually holding back on the rest of the VAs, like voicing the background characters again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which just sort of makes sense, just because like that's extra when you give like actors extra lines, you have to give them extra pay and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
And so sort of like when it's a special case, like with the one episode, that was sort of like the main thing, but like and deem it like unnecessary for most episodes, sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And find it disturbing that princess that Big Mac now dreams of being a princess. Anybody find it disturbing
Yeah, I don't know.
or funny?
I guess, it makes his relationship with Luna in the comics seem a bit weird.
I like those two together.
Yeah, me
I don't know
too.
why. Something.
Actually, I'd say that actually makes them more fit together.
Yeah. Speaking of the comics, yeah, did anyone read like issues 4 to 8 where Luna was going back to the moon to face the nightmare creatures?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
read it
guess
a while ago.
I felt like the resolution in this episode seemed an awful lot like issue 8 of the Milo Pony comics. I don't know
Oh.
if anyone else kind of felt that way.
Well, I was covering a lot of the same grounds like guilt and whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's two completely different scenarios, but yeah, it was just like I feel like there was a crossed wire here somewhere, or you know, like somebody didn't think about this too much.
There's Alex.
Hey,
Hello.
Hey.
what's
Hello.
up?
Yeah. Hello, Alex.
Hello.
I haven't seen you guys in a while.
Nope.
We met you.
I know.
I baked banana bread.
Yummy.
All right, but yeah, we're just middle of discussing like the recent episode.
Yeah.
Let's just say Luna episode 2. It has too long of a title.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Will we be talking about the other episode before this one? No. Amending fences.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I forgot we didn't cover that, did we?
No. People have been saying that's a really good episode, Amending Fences.
Yeah.
It is. It's a really. I really have to commend Emmy Larson for this. He really brought it all full circle. I think in a way from season 1, where in Twilight's beginning in Canterlot till her return to Canterlot.
Yeah.
I wasn't so much a fan of that episode.
Yeah.
I know it's usually I'm so positive about most of the episodes, but this one I felt like it was a bit forced, some of it.
Really?
Yeah, that's all I want to really say.
Yeah, I think I can see sort of where you get that is we're like basically out of nowhere Spike brings up, oh yeah, like we're horrible to your old friend sort of thing.
Yeah.
I felt would have like the episode would have been more smoother if she was just still in Canterlot from X event and she bumps into her old friend. She can't remember their name and then she starts to realize like, oh crud, I really messed this up.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like in the beginning, it was. I see where you're coming from. Yeah, I got that same vibe too. Like.
Yeah, but I will say, Twilight using her Bubbles voice for young Twilight was just, oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I laughed so much at that one.
I think a lot of people are going to relate to this episode, especially with the character of Moon Dancer. So one thing that was kind of interesting was, okay, I'm trying to remember who was the first. Wait, wasn't Minuet the first pony Twilight meets when she comes back to Canterlot?
It was Minuet.
Yes, or Colgate, but Minuet. And the funny thing is that Minuet was like, hey, let's get a picture together. Nobody believes I'm friends with the princess. Yeah, fluff those wings. And they take a picture of each other. Like, wow.
Yeah.
I think we all know Minuet's kind of a little too excited about the fact that her friend was a princess and that she knew a princess.
I think she just in general is an excited sort of person or pony, as it were.
I'm keeping my eye on Minuet. I don't quite trust her.
Because that actually does sort of make sense. Like she would be someone that would befriend old Twilight just because she's so energetic and free. Like even if Twilight was being a bad friend, she would just sort of like brush it off, sort of thing. Which actually she was for brushing it off.
True. True.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I mean,
Definitely.
I
But
think that would have been
the
interesting
whole realization.
point. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Sorry, you go ahead.
No, you first. I'll get my mouth shut.
It's okay. Now, I just wanted to say that yeah, it might have made a really interesting plot element if yeah, Minuet was just doing it for the fame.
I was gonna say like little elements of Diamond Tiara almost.
Oh yeah.
That's what kind of irked me a little bit.
Yeah, 'cause you know we've all probably known people like this. I don't know. Uh, hello.
So I guess any final thoughts before we move on to discussing the impending Ponypocalypse of Ponypocalypse hiatus?
I just wanted to discuss the latest episode, the Lunar episode. One thought I want to get out for that, because since like I just saw it like 30 minutes ago, one concern I had was I felt the dialogue was too simple. Like bits and pieces of the dialogue they were too plain. Like the one part where Luna's in Rarity's dream is like, what sort of creature could do this? The Tantibus. Then let's stop it. Instead of saying the Tantibus, you could have said the same creature that I've talked about. It's like you could add so much more flavor to it instead of being all rustness.
Yeah, I think just part of the problem with that is just because it's like basically main 6 episode plus Luna, then plus basically rest of Ponyville. Like you can make some of the characters' lines rather thin, so you can't really have their personalities shine too much.
Right.
Besides Luna.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just felt it could be written more creatively, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I can see where you're coming from. That's sort of the same reaction I had last week. I felt like the dialogue was just way too thin.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like everybody just kept accepting that Twilight's back and
Right.
why not? There's no real repercussions. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then again, you do know the kind of situation. I'm getting off topic here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I face it many times in college. Like, you make friends, and then just as easy as you make friends, they disappear from your life altogether.
Right.
So anyway, this episode, yeah, I get it. You know.
Yeah.
I still liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too.
Yeah.
Ditto.
Alright. Oh, yeah, I already announced it. Yeah, I like the episode itself, even the review of that, whatnot. I mean, as I earlier stated, like, best Luna episode since Luna Eclipsed.
Woo!
Yeah.
But you didn't really realize until someone else stated, but it's been like 60-something episodes since like the last like dedicated Luna episode,
Yeah.
where she's not just a support character.
Right.
And,
That's been a while.
the only other thing I can say about the episode is that Rainbow Dash's dream is pretty fun.
Oh, we got to see the changelings again.
Yeah.
Her nightmare was
Yeah.
even funnier, though.
I thought that was kind of funny. I'm like, what? I was actually a little sad though. I was like, why is she beating up the changelings? All they want is love.
Hmm.
An angel takes on his true form.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll have to say, Rainbow Dash did have this, I think, the scariest dream of all. I mean, not just the changelings, but just the way it turned from changelings into like those flowers.
Cheesy. Salt.
That I'll admit that was scary there.
Yeah. Almost as scary as putting a Teletubby in 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah. Oh God. What?
I only mentioned that because that
image.
actually happened. Have you
Why do
actually
you
seen
do
this
this,
series?
John?
Someone,
Oh,
someone actually edited a Teletubby into 50 Shades of Grey.
oh my God, no.
No, they're
No.
tarred and feathered.
Uh,
Yeah.
Terrible.
It's actually really good. You know, actually looks like it's there. Yeah.
oh God.
I think I
Oh
just
man.
killed Jennifer.
Oh jeez. Oh man.
Teletubbies and 50 Shades. What have we come to?
Who knows?
Oh man.
Wait, it's a symptom of the oncoming. What is it? Ponyocalypse.
Yeah.
It's a symptom. We're starting. We're losing our minds.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we might as well move on to that subject at hand, like the upcoming hiatus, which I might as well start with the actual subject of when do you expect us to actually come back?
I'd say with the movie coming out in September, I'd give it late October.
I've heard a couple of people say that the show first aired on October 10th. So that might be a good day. Like the 5-year anniversary, we have the next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking they might. Yeah, I'm thinking October is probably when they'll come back to, but I'm thinking they'll either, because one of the upcoming episodes, like we discussed on the last bonus episode, is going to be Scare Master,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and I'm feeling they'll either get that because Halloween's actually on a Saturday this year.
We.
So they
Alright.
might either have it come out that Saturday, align it. I think it's like not the next episode, but the one after that. The
I
Yeah.
just
checked it.
got a vision of a haunted exercise machine. I don't know why.
Oh gosh, I can see where you got that though.
Oh man. Yeah.
But they'll probably put it around mid-July. I would say they're coming back mid or early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These episodes always kind of work in a rule of two. So, yeah, it's possible that we'll see a heavy dose of Luna in the next episode. Like, the last two episodes were all to do with dealing with, um, I don't know, an issue of the past. You know.
Mm.
Actually, let me just quickly check the leaked list. But I think the next one's dealing with Canterlot.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a
So,
rarity
yeah,
episode
well,
or.
Was it a Canterlot boutique?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Canterlot Boutique, and then the next one's Scare Master. So I'm thinking that might be. It depends how they do it because they might actually just do it the week like. But I think we all can pretty much agree it's likely coming back late September, early to mid October.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but then we can just go into your general thoughts on it. For me, I have mixed feelings about this break,
Mm-hmm.
and I even went into this in my recent review is I actually enjoy that Hasbro is giving them the opportunity to take a break and not rush them because I actually did a
Right.
video where I dissected what went wrong with season 3, and the main reason is the writers even behind the scenes know that they're rushed.
Mm-hmm.
That's why a lot of the problems are that, and also the original Equestria Girls movie was like wrote on very short time. So seeing the Hasbro actually give the staff like, oh, we need a 2-month break to finish everything up, it's like, okay, actually that's a good sign to me.
Yeah.
However, my downside is how they announce it and how they sort of didn't announce it.
Yeah.
Because
Mm.
I'm a big fan of Arrow and the Flash, that show had a 2-month break during its winter break, but they announced it like months ahead of time, so we knew about it. This we just sort of learned about through a accidentally incorrect tweet.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
Hasbro, tell us.
Let us prepare for the hiatus.
Right. Get your
Oh.
shit together, Hasbro.
Yeah, this from the company that keeps its new toy line as secret as the Doctor Who's new Doctor.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it's just something I notice about them. Like Doctor Who likes to make this big deal of who's going to be the next Doctor, reveal it like 6 months before the episode actually comes out.
Yep.
It's the same with Hasbro. We saw. I think we saw the Rainbow Powers about 6 months before the last episode. We might have
Right.
seen a wee bit of Equestria Girls before it.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
Yeah, we
yeah,
knew
like the biggest thing
Twilight
they
becoming a princess before it became a real thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, we really knew like one of the things the toy people outright stated as a spoiler was fate of other Twilight
Hmm.
at the resolution.
Twilight?
Midnight Sparkle.
Huh.
Yeah.
Midnight Sparkle.
What? Or
I'm sorry, I just have no idea who this is.
basically Midnight Moon version of Twilight. I mean
Ah.
Nightmare Moon version of Twilight.
All right.
Hmm.
Well, we have a nightmare. There's a nightmare rarity in the comics. Why not a nightmare Twilight?
Yeah. Apparently in the card game there's a Nightmare Celestia.
Oh, nice.
I think it's like a something flare.
Solar flare.
No, yeah, I don't know if it's Solar Flare, but I think it's a spin on Solar Flare. I can't remember.
Oh.
So like how they did to Superman, his new powers, like the Super Flare. It's basically an analogy to a Solar Flare. I just can't remember exactly.
Hmm.
But it's like in the same thing.
I guess I'm sort of okay with the hiatus. I mean, it gives me time to get my girlfriend all caught up because she only just recently watched Equestria Girls for the first time and only just finished season 4. So it gives her a little bit of a leeway to, catch up to episode 13. Yeah,
Yeah.
funny that episode 13 it's not a hiatus. Unlucky 13.
Yeah.
Is it 13?
It's 13.
Yeah,
Halfway through the season.
yeah, halfway through.
Hmm.
All right, but any other thoughts on the hiatus? Maybe just we'll move right on to announcements at Comic-Con.
Other than I think complete anarchy. That's all I have to say about it.
Yeah. Other than October is going to be the month of Walking Dead and ponies. Yeah.
Yep.
Walking ponies.
Oh yeah.
Pony zombies.
Oh boy.
Can't remember, but I think also Flash and Arrow are coming back in October, and possibly Gotham. Can't remember, a lot of superhero stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, because October is like the big reveal, like the kickoff of like the fall season for shows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Maybe Better Call Saul will come back.
Hmm.
Who knows?
October will be fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
right.
Comic-Con.
All right, now before we get into some, Alex, you don't mind discussing the actual subjects within that was announced at Comic-Con, and just we can say the animac to the end if you don't want to be spoiled for that.
Sure, I guess so.
I mean, are you okay discussing like the announcements at Comic-Con, like the Q&A stuff?
Yeah.
All right. I guess we can just move on to that. Then we'll have to save the animac to the end. Animatics. Let's see. But let's just, I guess, go down the list, which I have. There we are. Yeah, like the first off is tomorrow's episode where we did start off with Rainbow Power and Luna going Nightmare Moon mode.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm just going to skip over that. I think the first sort of like and one of the bigger announcements is that Fluttershy has a brother, and we will see him soon.
Yeah.
Really?
It's,
Fluttershy has a brother.
which begs the question: is
That's
it an older brother or a younger brother?
Oh, I don't know. Hmm.
Because so far
Well,
we've only really seen like older brother siblings, and that's actually pretty much just Big Mac and Shining Armor.
Mhm.
So will
well,
that continue the trend, or actually she get a younger brother?
yeah.
Hmm.
If it's anything like if it's anything like Magpie and Pinkie Pie, her brother, no matter who it is probably gonna be the complete opposite of her. Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
guessing he's probably a bully type.
Yeah, sort. I guess so.
Yeah, and maybe Fluttershy will have to take a kind of firm hoof to him. Yeah.
Hmm.
You can just give him the stare.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But actually,
Maybe
one thing I one thing I never really considered until someone actually brought up in another chat was let's see.
maybe he'll be a Q Mark Crusader.
Actually, that's actually an option. But like one thing possibility they brought up is that episode 18, Brotherhood of Social, might be where he gets introduced.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
Oh, so then he probably is a younger brother.
possible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
It
it's
really makes you
usually
wonder
the
what
yeah.
that episode's going to revolve around, just because the Sister of Social was just like the competition and whatnot. So are they
Yeah,
going to have that brother equivalent?
I guess. Yeah,
Possibly. Hmm.
possibly, yeah.
Hmm. Then who actually compete with him? Like Spike or what? Hmm.
I
If he's
don't know.
if he's a little brother, it'd be fun. It'd be hilarious if he went up against Big Mac.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe it's a case where, he doesn't have an older brother, so Fluttershy has to step in.
All right, I guess moving on because I'm skipping over a few things that involve animatic.
Okay.
Do any of you have any thing you want to bring up from the con summary?
Um. Nothing really. No.
No.
All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, speaking of like Netflix, like they actually will be having the first half of season 5 on Netflix after July 31st.
Oh, good.
Sweet.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm just scanning through the list. Let's see.
Well, there's one that says that they might want Derpy to uh, be in an episode where she tries to solve a crime by herself. That
Really?
sounds kind of fun.
All right. Here's one. Is will like this is during a Q&A is will there be any news about Cadence and Shining Armor having a foal? And then the response is a very long maybe. What happens in the
Hmm.
Crystal Empire stays in the Crystal Empire.
Oh God.
Oh man.
Yeah.
This is the This is the Crystal Empire, not Las Pegasus.
Hmm.
The Las Pegasus is actually apparently supposed to be Los Angeles, which disappoints me honestly.
Right.
Oh, I get it. I thought it was supposed to be Vegas.
I thought it was too, and that's why I said it disappointed me because I was hoping it to be Vegas, but that's what the official map and whatnot like references is L.A.
Yeah.
Aw,
equivalent.
Yeah.
aw, sad. Maybe if we get lucky, maybe it'll be like a hybrid mix of LA and Vegas.
Yeah. It'll be run by very corrupt Buffalo.
Yeah.
So basically, it'd be like a pony version of San Andreas.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see something with the San Andreas fault.
I was thinking more like the Indian casino sort of thing.
Or that.
Ah. Hmm. Mm. What was the announcement again?
That they might have that Cadence and Shining
Oh
Armor.
yeah, yeah. Wasn't there already sort of a toy design for a baby?
Yes, Princess Skyla.
Yeah, that's it.
I also heard that Skylo was supposed to be like the full of Twilight Sparkle or something. The toy lines always just mess me up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Toy lines no keep facts straight.
Oh, here's an interesting one. Will they bring Sunset Shimmer back into the pony world? The answer is they have planned around with they have played around with the idea. Maybe.
Hmm.
That'd be interesting to see how they do that.
Yeah. I have a feeling that in the new Equestria Girls movie, there's a possibility that all the humans are going to be transported to the pony world for just a brief minute or two. I mean, we do see
Wow.
that Twilight seems to have the human Twilight seems to have a device that allows her to see into the pony world.
Hmm. I don't
Yeah.
I don't think they'll be teleported, but I think part of Equestria might be teleported, specifically Everfree Forest.
Yeah.
Seems to
Oh,
be.
really?
Why ever free?
No, in like the trailer, you can actually see a lot of like vines and creepy
Yeah.
trees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know.
Hmm.
But actually, you might as well just bring that up because there's actually partial trailer that was extended, like not extended, but like an alternate like trailer for Equestria Girls that was shown off
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, was that the one
there.
with Twilight showing up at the doorstep of Canterlot High,
And
looking
like
at the
investigating
statue?
with like a scanner.
Yeah.
It really didn't reveal much besides like I think I'm pretty much willing to bet money that's going to be the opener, like the opening like 30 seconds or
Yeah.
so. You know, like how they had the sirens in the second one.
Of
Oh
course.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much going to be that equivalent. And I think the only big thing we got from that is at the very end we get to see a brief shot of Cadence walking in on Twilight going like a mad scientist.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Hmm.
I really hope in this one they kind of establish where Sunset Shimmer lives. I mean,
Actually,
I
that's a
find that
very
really
good
odd that they
point.
still haven't really established where she's actually living, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, did she kidnap the real Sunset Shimmer and send her to France? Yeah, it's like, I want that confirmation.
Nah,
Right.
bits are just made out of gold. So when she
Yeah.
came over, she had like half a thing, like half a dozen bits, but she used to buy a house.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe. I had a weird idea once that she was on the streets for several months, and one day she ended up in a abandoned toy shop with Discord. It
Oh
became like
wow.
her favorite
Really?
thing. Yeah, a toy or joke shop or something.
Huh.
And then maybe he got arrested uh, after trying to steal money from people using stray animals.
Huh.
I don't know. I have a weird mind.
Alright, I'm just browsing over any other ones not connected to animatic.
Yeah. Will we see Discord this time? Who knows?
Hmm.
And then is Discord going to appear in Equestria Girls? You will see.
I
Huh.
honestly think if he does appear, he's going to be a crazy homeless guy.
I don't know. I feel like if they would appear, they'd have something special for him, but not as a principal or teacher, just something.
Yeah.
I always thought about him as being like a crazy chemics physics teacher or
Oh,
chemistry.
the crazy professor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy chemistry teacher who like who loves to make things go boom.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. I don't know. I always saw him as a crazy homeless guy that got reformed and then uh bought over a joke shop or something.
Well, that is one thought.
Hmm.
Because the way I saw him kind of spreading chaos is that he would just go around making a nuisance of himself.
Right.
Yeah, just in secret, like throwing war balloons or you know, uh, stealing candy from babies. Yeah, that kind of thing. Daft.
Alright. I guess in mind, if you have nothing else, we have to move on to the animatics. Now, Alex, I have to say,
Yes.
you want to skip it. Like, there really ain't much spoiled with the animac.
I don't want to take my chances. I'm sorry.
All right, but let me
So,
see. All right, if
yeah.
you can like just check out now. We're also
All
gonna.
right. So, yeah, I'll see you guys later.
All right, see ya.
Take care, Alex.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Good seeing you
See
again.
ya.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the two animacs. Which ones I guess we might as well tackle
Were there three?
the first animac first, which was the finale intro. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah.
That's a great reintroduction to Starlight Glimmer.
Mm-hmm. You know, Dr. Wolf had an interesting little idea on this that maybe Starlight Glimmer was gonna go back in time and stop the rain boom from happening.
Yeah, I think that's like I figured that something like that would happen too.
Yeah, because I can kind of see it, that maybe she's been following Twilight around for a few months, trying to get that pivotal moment, where she'll reveal her the situation that could change everything.
Mm-hmm.
But
You never know, maybe we'll get the kind of Dragon Ball Z alternate timeline stuff.
Maybe.
well, like
And
I'm just wondering like one way they might be able to tackle it, which I even brought this up with my review. I actually even think I commented on Dr. Wolf's video with this is if they go down the same route as like Flashpoint in the DC Comics,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
which I don't think any of you two are aware of it, are you? Or
I've heard of it. Never really got too much into it though.
all right, the basically concept of this is because this is sort of like the event they use to like rewrite DC's like universe.
Mm-hmm.
With the New 52, you've probably heard of that. That's basically where they started over their continuity just because it was becoming so uncontrollable.
Oh yes.
There's
Yeah.
like decades of people complain about the continuity, like, oh, they change their continuity. They do it like once every 20 years, like a solid reboot. I think that's sort of necessary.
Mm-hmm.
But go back to the point. Flashpoint basically, the Reverse Flash basically goaded Flash into going to the past and saving his mother. Which actually, have you seen the Flash TV show?
No.
A little bit of it.
Yeah, it sort of goes into some similar territory there. Basically, he goes back and saves his mother. Then when he wakes up like the next day, he just notices stuff is off. And
Mhm.
like then he first of all it's like there's a crime happening in the city. Basically, he finds out like he saved his mother, like, but the world was completely different. And he's not the Flash anymore.
Right.
Of
And
course.
like what eventually goes into plot is basically when he went back to change the time, he did not just like cause a chain reaction where it's butterfly effect sort of thing, but just going back in time basically created what they call like a time boom. Like a sonic boom, a time boom. Basically, he
Right.
radiated outward, so even events not connected to it were like slightly altered. So like I think the
Mhm.
biggest one is Bruce Wayne died and his parents lived.
Oh, yeah.
And then like
Oh yeah.
and then Thomas Wayne became like a Punisher Batman,
Right.
Oh,
and
I
Martha
saw.
Wayne became the Joker.
Yeah, I saw like the.
Oh, I didn't know about that one.
I saw the cartoon. I saw little clips of the cartoon version of this, and
Mhm.
yeah, some of it was really brutal. The
Yeah, he was brutal.
Flash tried to reignite his powers with lightning, and then got severely burned.
Yeah. And then like his second attempt, I think like one of the funniest shots is this Batman watching him getting electrocuted for the second time. He just like takes a swig from a flask, like this is watching.
Yeah,
But basically, the whole point of this is basically uh I think the concept is going bringing back the MLP is basically um Starlight Glimmer might go back in time, change this event, and or basically somehow trick Twilight. Most likely she'll do it herself. Then they basically go into an alternate world, basically everything's similar but different and shifted around.
Mhm.
yeah,
And then Twilight, who is no longer an alicorn possibly, or at least not the same she was, has to
Right.
basically find a way to go back and switch everything back.
yeah,
And like some funny combos I put down, like for example, what if Mod Pie and Pinkie Pie ended up switching personalities?
Oh, wow.
Pinkie Pie was basically the one that became obsessed with rocks without the sonic rainbow, but like Mod Pie became uh, the energetic, outgoing one, sort of thing.
Mhm.
maybe. Yeah,
I was just saying, just sort of stuff like that, and like Rainbow Dash never like befriended Fluttershy or something like that, and became basically a jock without loyalty.
yeah,
Just sort of like subtle things like that.
Mhm.
They just go back and change because, say, Discord never gets reformed this way or whatever and whatnot.
yeah. You know, when you think about it, if she does go back in time, it's kind of worse off for her, because I mean, obviously the first big major event is Nightmare Moon coming back.
Right.
So really, she's kind of scuppered herself there. Yeah, she's
Unless you sort of plan to fill in Twilight's place in some of these key events.
maybe,
Or
yeah,
like a theory I had is maybe it's like Nightmare Moon and Discord end up going to war with each other.
Hmm.
yeah,
Or basically countering whatever. Um, but yeah, this general, I think like they'll just probably go back. They might mess with the time stream and then have to fix it back.
Hmm.
Which even if after they fix it back, there might be some permanent changes to things.
this kind of brings the first episode back into context. Like they went out their way to kind of have a bunch of people stopping Starlight Glimmer who were very similar to the main six.
Hmm.
Like obviously you had the opposite of Rainbow Dash, Fluttershy and whatnot, Pinkie Pie and everything. So is it possible that you know, like they say, another set of ponies could just come along and take their place, rise up against everything?
Hmm. Interesting point.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
you never know.
But I guess we might as well talk about the other anime, unless you have any more points with this one.
Hmm.
Nope.
All right.
No, I can't think of anything.
Let's talk about the epic song.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Hmm.
It's like I just can't not wait to actually clear version of that with no like weird background stack from it recording on a camera. I mean a
Yeah.
phone.
And the mist, the fog machine.
I'm just curious what the background is going to be because they sort of it seemed like it was shadows or possibly how the owner's curious how they're going to do that. If it's going to be like a
Yeah.
fully animated background, just sort of like the shadows behind him, like the orchestra and whatnot.
Mhm.
Yeah. I have a theory on this episode. Um, I mean, we notice that Applejack obviously gets a bit teary towards the end, and so does this unknown pony, and it is unknown because in the IMDb page, Lena Hall's just noted as a voice. Um, I have a weird suspicion that this singer is actually Applejack's mother.
Whoa.
Yeah, I've heard that going around. I don't think she is the mother, but I do think she is related.
Yeah, I just
There's
think
like a
it's
one new.
entirely possible that, perhaps she was a traveling singer at one point who came across the Apple family farm, because we don't know whether Granny Smith ever had like a son or a daughter yet, do we?
No, I
'Cause-
don't think we did. No, I don't think it's confirmed whether.
yeah,
Um, I think it's safe to say. Well, we don't even know. I would say think it's safe to say that one of Applejack's parents um was a foal of hers.
yeah. So it's entirely possible maybe, she came across the farm and uh had two children to this guy, then when he died, she decided to go off and live her dream as a singer.
Well, had
And
three
maybe that's
children.
maybe the whole point of the episode. Maybe Applejack meets up with her at one point, and they have a bit of an argument over motherly duties, and that's why the song is all about mistakes and you know uh, living in the now rather than in the past.
True.
Yeah,
But then again, that was a little bit of what the Magic Sheep episode was about. A little bit about that too.
yeah, because I can't imagine this just being a random relative. I mean,
Well, here's
why?
like one thing. We might already know her name because like one thing that we do learn in panel is like one new character that's coming up is called Orchard Blossom, and Megan thinks she's hilarious. So I wonder if that's who she is.
Maybe.
The other
Orchard
rumor I heard
Blossom.
with her is actually she's an adult blank flank until that final singing thing.
Ooh, interesting.
Hmm. Mm.
But yeah, I don't think she's like I don't because I think both of Applejack's like mother and father are dead, just because of, like they got the twin star thing in that one episode.
Right.
So I'm
Right.
thinking she probably not her like parent like her mother, but I think she could be a close relative, possibly like a cousin she really used to know or something like that.
Or
Yeah.
that. I could definitely see that being a cousin.
So why is it people say she's like an adult blank blank?
Oh, because like her cutie mark shines at the end. We don't really see it. Then at the end, how it like shines. So like a pony when they go to the cutie mark, it shines.
Right.
I guess.
That's just a rumor. It's really hard to say for certain just because she was wearing like a dress. So it could just be
Yeah.
like shining because it's basically magic power up at that moment or something like that.
Or maybe the artist just wanted to, you know,
Highlight it.
highlight it for some reason.
Like I
don't
said,
know.
that's why I would support the idea, but don't like. I mean, I think it's an interesting idea, but I don't really know for certain just because it's animatic.
Yeah.
Right.
And we don't really see like if it was there or not.
Yeah. I guess the only thing I can think to dispute the idea of it being like an adult blank flag is that I don't know. It seems like this is her concert and it's all been leading up to this one moment, and that's yeah, it all seems a bit too planned for it to be unless perhaps it was like a pop idol like competition.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I do sort of agree with you on this, where I do feel like it needs like it feels too set up just to like to actually get your cutie mark.
Yeah.
Unless like she basically had the talent but didn't know how to fully use it or something like that.
Yeah.
But
'Cause it seems like she's just too famous to be a blank flank.
yeah, but like I do agree with you though fully that she probably is related to Applejack.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Jennifer?
Um. Hmm. Nope. Nope. All I can say is like gorgeous song. Can't wait to see the full the finished piece.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I guess that pretty much wraps up our Comic-Con discussion for MLP. But you want to bring up any other highlights because it is Comic-Con, basically the nerdiest week of the year.
Uh, I think they showed a clip of the new Danger Mouse series at Comic Con. I'm not too sure.
Danger Mouse.
Yeah,
Oh
it was a British animation from like the 1980s that had David Jason in it from Only Fools and Horses, and it was. I watched an episode or two, and the animation wasn't that great, but it's really nice to see it now. Like in I don't know, it's a step up, and I think it's got the voice of Stephen Fry. Um, it doesn't look too bad.
I just heard. I just focused on one little headline for Comic Con because I missed. I didn't even know Comic Con was happening because I missed a lot of things. But when I saw I saw this on my feed earlier today, SDCC Deadpool movie. So I focused on that. So the big one I really care about is there's going to be a Deadpool movie next year because I love
yeah.
Deadpool. I love Deadpool.
Yeah, and
I
I've
saw a
seen the
teaser
trailer.
of it.
Yeah.
I saw a teaser of it a few months ago, and a friend of mine told me that that's a fake. I'm like, what? No! And then and sure, I'm like, this can't be a fake. This is too good to be a fake. So we
Yeah.
see a real trailer. Actually, I think somebody recorded it from a cell phone from the panel, and as it was going, and it was like an actual drawn out real trailer. So
Yeah, I actually seen I seen it leaked, which I just still find a little hilarious how companies are like so surprised that when they have like a crowd of like what 4 or 5 thousand within one room that no one would record, like they expect no one to record a trailer with their cell phones.
right.
Yeah.
They realize this is the selfie era.
Yep, and everybody's got cell phones with cameras now.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think going with back to Deadpool, I think what your friend was talking about is basically what happened with Deadpool is it was basically on the shelf for a while. Like Fox wasn't really sure what to do with it just because he's very hard. He's a tough character to sell.
Right.
Even if Deadpool is successful, I don't see him breaking over 200 million or so.
Yeah,
So like Matt,
possibly.
yeah, just because it's like a rated R violent movie, it's like not gonna open in as many markets. I mean, it can still be successful. Like this won't be like Marvel like level sort of for their superheroes or like the X-Men.
Right.
It'll be I think it'll be successful, just not as big, sort of thing. But I think I'll just going back to the point is basically I didn't know what to do with it for a while, but they did actually have like a pre-production video basically produced just sort of like a proof of concept for it, and that was leaked online accidentally when they're basically going to cancel it.
Right.
There's such fan feedback over like that Fox actually just approved the whole budget for it.
Right.
So yeah, it was accidentally leaked, the original one.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that was the story behind Deadpool.
Yeah, must admit, I quite liked it. You know,
I'm
it's
excited. I'm excited for Deadpool. Sorry.
it's the most graphic superhero, you know, in terms of blood we've seen in a long time. Most of the time, it's just yeah, the claws go right through and come out clean. Know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, unless it's the animated versions.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I
Uh,
find it surprising because I think the Killing Joke is actually going to be happening. Like they're animating that
oh
was
yeah,
one of the
they're making a
announcements.
Killing Joke
Okay.
animation.
I think they said they're going to try. They're possibly be the first rated R or superhero movie. I forget what everyone there is possibly going to be for first rated R. And the one thing I got from is like I'm surprised none of them actually got that point yet because the recent DC animated movies are like super violent.
Hmm.
Like I think the last one with Aquaman, like Aquaman's like soon to be like love interest and wife, depending on inauguration. She was basically lethal water bending, like shoving, like cutting people in half and whatnot. With
Wow.
blood and everything. Is like I was like so thinking was like none of these have been rated R yet.
Yeah, and the Joker breaking his own neck.
Yeah,
Uh,
like oh yeah, like that. It's like that says like this is like so that was just a point for me. It was like so wait, none of these have actually been rated R yet. Uh,
I heard that I think they're getting Bruce Timm to do it, so it should be interesting.
yeah, Bruce. They brought Bruce Timm back. I think he actually first brought him back somewhat for the Batman.
Yeah,
I mean
75th
Batman.
anniversary animation.
No, it was like for that, but also I think he was involved with what really brought him back into DC animation was uh Batman Dark Knight Returns
All
1 and
right.
2. I think he was involved with. I don't think he was ahead of it, but I think he was involved with it. Then his next big actually anime piece was Justice League Gods and Monsters,
Oh yeah.
which yeah, but let me just say like it's already leaked online if you just really want to look for it. And if you're a fan of the Justice League, it's basically the animation and all that is so much just like the Justice League and Batman series, from the 90s.
Right.
It's straight up like Tim, like his old style coming back, both new characters. Basically, it's an alternate world where Superman's the son of Zod. Um, Batman is Kirk Langstrom, as Man-Bat.
Oh wow.
But like he's not Man-Bat, he's actually just like a vampire. Um, and then Wonder Woman is actually like the wife. I can't remember her name because it's like more niche than that. Even those two are it's like the wife of Orion.
Hmm.
She's basically a new god. If you're aware of those characters,
Oh wow.
which like I said, I won't spoil anything, but there's an interesting twist with the new gods. Let me say it's an interesting twist that's very Game of Thrones.
Oh boy. The kind that will make your jaw drop to the floor, huh?
Yeah,
I was gonna say something about an M. Night Shyamalan twist, but
yeah, that's not necessarily a
Yeah.
good thing anymore.
no, no.
I still like nostalgic critics reviews of like the M Night films. How he just talks about how he just seems to literally it is true like suck the life out of all the actors he works with.
Yeah.
Like Doug's like I still remember like his impression of like Mark Wahlberg where he's like, "No, we're not going to do that," or whatever his line from that one Tree movie was.
Oh, it was The Happening?
Yeah, The Happening.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that one had such great potential. It was like really I got really into it. And then once we found out why people were doing the things they were doing to each other, that's the first kind of twist in which I was actually let down by it.
Yeah, The Happening. Let me just say like I know I was just basically at the gym and like they have some on the treadmills they have some TVs on occasionally. It was on one of the satellite channels. So like, oh no, I'll give it a try and watch it. Oh gosh, that movie is so bad. Like the opening, I think the moment I remember from the opening was basically they had the lion tamer that got suicidal and like he went up and like was poking the lion and like it ripped off his arms with like the most generic looking CGI I've ever seen.
Yep, and he,
The
and he
freaking-
turns around and waits for the other lion to come by, like, hey, your
and, like,
turn.
just like everything is like the acting was like that scene to summarize the whole movie and how bad it was. Is this like the acting, the animation, like everything, like the acting was bad, the effects were bad. It's just like that scene summarized that entire movie.
Exactly. I just hate the way that they revealed like why the method as to why people were doing it. Like that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. It was all the plants. Really?
But back to good things in Comic Con. I want to say like I said, DC did a lot of things. Before I do mention that, I guess Game of Thrones though was a little disappointing how they basically had nothing.
Hmm.
Like they usually do like a casting video where they show some of the roles for next year. This time it's like a casting video of the people that already cast, like saying this is their audition tapes.
Oh wow.
Like none of the directors or George R. R. Martin. I mean, I think they had one director, but no, they're like the head writers. D&D weren't there. Jon Snow wasn't there. So like basically all the head stars and whatnot were not there this year. So it's like, yeah.
Hmm.
It's like enjoy. It's like, eh. Uh, they guess they want to keep the Jon Snow. They want to make sure he's dead, so they're avoiding the question as much as they can.
Oh, what a pity. It's okay.
I guess
It's
it's, I
so
guess it,
fun to watch. He saved them from the wildlings, and then why would you kill him? He has a sword. It's his sword.
There. I'm sure there's something for Jon Snow.
like I said, like they're trying, like they are avoiding him answering questions, so his likelihood of returning has gone up.
See?
Yay.
Um, but I guess like the other things that for me at least was DC. They announced a whole bunch of animated movies like The Killing Joke, which was like one of the most violent and well-known Joker stories.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, I think they haven't confirmed that Mark Hamill's coming back, but like for a while, even Mark Hamill was like one of his comments was like, "I'm not really coming back, but I will come back for Killing Joke if they ever do that." And they're doing Killing Joke, so he might be coming back for that for reprising his role.
Yeah,
Now that would be wonderful.
they've got to get him back.
Yes. I
I
mean,
mean,
Mark
John
Hamill said it.
DiMaggio is good, but no, he's no Mark Hamill.
No, Mark Hamill said it himself. He loved the Killing Joke so much, he'd come out of retirement just to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just hope that film doesn't get boycotted like the Batgirl like cover that actually referenced it was like taken off shelves.
Oh boy.
Mhm.
And then also besides that, there's also the bigger DC announcements. So like they showed and actually released the trailer for just the Batman versus Superman, like a
Yep.
almost 4 minute long trailer, which is pretty awesome. I think it's at over 15 million views right now. It's just been a day.
Hmm.
And the other one, they sort of like with the Deadpool, they also showed a trailer for Suicide Squad, but didn't actually release that. However, there is leaks for that.
Has
Mhm.
anyone seen what Jared Leto's Joker looks like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I've
It's
seen.
pretty much what they showed us in that photograph. He's got the tattoos and the golden teeth, I think.
Yeah, I was set to say like have you any of you seen the leaked footage of Suicide Squad?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh, I haven't seen the leaked footage. I just seen like the leaked of what the cast is supposed to
Uh,
look like and Joker. That's about
Alright.
it.
I wanted
Couldn't
to
tell
say
what
like
else was going on, but yeah, there was Harley Quinn hanging herself upside down like a stage performer. Or Killer Croc, obviously, I think.
oh yeah, and they're going practical with him, which I'm so freaking thankful they're doing.
Yeah, they mentioned that some of them have powers, which
They
is
even got Will Smith as a Deadshot.
yeah,
It actually really did seem to fit the role, like how he just seems as like sort of worn out soldier at this point.
Right.
yeah.
Which
The way it kind of presented itself, it seemed like they were trying to make them into a sort of uh yeah anti-Superman group. I don't know,
but
because obviously you got Ben Affleck's Batman in it, don't you?
yeah, I think that's supposed to be Jason Todd moments that's supposed to be referencing in the Suicide Squad film.
Yeah.
If any of you know about that in Batman comics.
Is he another one that gets brutally beaten?
Yeah, and blown up.
Yep.
Um, but speaking of Jared, like I said, trying to get to Jared Lowe, that was the other thing at the end. They actually show him in character, and I'm not fully sold on his look necessarily yet, but dear gosh, his voice fits the role to a T.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's probably the second. Like, it's hard to tell because it's cam footage. Like, I think it's right after Mark Hamill in like terms of Joker voices.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to look for. I hope they actually officially release the trailer somewhat soon. Um, Yeah, I think they might just possibly wait till officially release it at New York Comic Con just to have something else to release.
Yeah.
Uh,
It'd be kind of fun uh, if the Joker kind of thought of himself as a crazy doctor type. Yeah.
Oh
Maybe that's
no.
why he says in the trailer, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna hurt you really, really bad. Yeah, I don't know.
If Joker, the funny thing is with the look of Joker, I'm thinking, wow, if Joker were a rock star, this is a this is what he would look like. I do like the idea that he had like all sorts of really like tattoos that said like ha 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 all over his body.
Yeah,
But I really like how they are seem to be going after the darker side of the Joker.
Right.
Um, because like even like the past three, let's just go two recent film other adaptations. There's a um Jack Nicholson Joker, which is basically a gangster.
Right.
And then there's sure
well,
I
Heath
can't
Ledger.
yeah, Heath Ledger's Joker, which is more of an anarchist. Um, but like this Joker seems to be the much more brutal, like just the monster in human skin Joker that's sort of been in the comics as of late.
Mhm.
Which like yeah, he is definitely terrifying. I'll give him that.
Yeah,
I'm curious as to what Jared Leto is going to bring to the role. I mean, I raved about like when Heath Ledger did his, and then of George Jack Nicholson, of course Mark Hamill's performances. I haven't seen Jared Leto perform or act since My So-Called Life in the '90s. So I've not seen him act in a long time. Um, so
yeah.
I'm curious, but I'm actually curious as to what he's going to do.
Uh, but the
I
only
think
time
after
I ever
this,
saw him act a little bit was in uh uh what was that Colin Farrell movie?
Don't know.
It was Alexander, I think. Was he
Don't
in
know.
Alexander?
You're talking about like Alexander the Great, or
Yeah. Anyway, he
I
played
don't
like
so.
a mimic. Hmm. One thing I can tell you about Jared Leto is he is a fantastic screamer, as shown in his songs, for 30
Oh,
Seconds of Mars. So
oh yes, yes,
if he's ever
great.
going to scream as a Joker, it's gonna be fucking amazing.
It would almost, it would almost like scare me if he played like if he really did play Joker like a rock star,
Yeah.
like a screamo rock star.
I think the way they're going to go with his Joker is basically he'll basically have a funner side, basically a rock star sort of like side, when he's like basically that's how he won over Harley sort of thing. But
Yeah.
underneath that, like he has like a very brutal monster side.
Or they could just play him like a Sid Vicious.
I thought at first, maybe they were gonna go down the route of the new comics where we had like a mask that was human skin. I mean, I'm not even sure how that even works because I've never read the comics.
Oh, basically what happened just to sort of as a joke and sort of like a but sort of a I forget how the joke went, but like basically to prove a point to Batman, the Joker basically had the doll man cut off his face and he had it nailed to a wall. Um, so basically, imagine the Joker running around for a while without a face. And then eventually, like what happened when he did return, he basically stole his face back from the police file, police record stuff, and like he basically had his like leathered face, basically worn as a mask over his like bare face.
Yeah.
I've
So
seen
like
I've seen the art. It's quite
horrifying, yeah.
yes.
And then there's the most recent arc where basically he gets healing factor.
Oh no.
Yeah, he basically it's basically end game is where he goes full on like I mean yeah, it's supposed to be the end game. Let's just summarize that.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
It also introduced my possibly one of the most terrifying images I've ever seen in a comic before.
Ooh.
A Jokerized Superman.
What?
A Jokerized Superman?
Yes. It is just
Well,
terrifying.
I'm probably terrified.
Yes. Like a Joker, yeah, when I say Jokerized, I mean like, yeah, like full killing intent, like laughing hysterically, like, yeah. It's
Wow.
terrifying.
Oh my goodness.
Uh, I don't know if I'm really sold on Jesse Eisenberg playing Lex Luthor yet. Yeah.
I think he'll do good. Like, I don't think he'll possibly. I don't think he'll be the standout of the thing, but I think he'll like fill his role.
Yeah.
Because I think what they're trying to do with him is basically make him the little finger sort of like figure.
Mhm.
Always
Yeah.
basically that little wimpy little kid behind. It's like they nobody pays attention to because like it's just Lex. He's just some rich Facebook like billionaire now. Who cares about him? Behind the scenes, he's the one manipulating everything.
Mhm. Yeah. Ah.
Which would be interesting, but that would be a very different take on Lex Luthor.
Yeah, no. I mean, I've seen The Social Network. I know he'll probably be very good at this role. It's just, I guess it's just because I never really imagined his face with Lex Luthor.
Well, that's a curious too. I have to see what he's gonna do. So,
Yeah.
like, two things to watch out for: Deadpool and the Suicide Squad movie.
Oh yeah.
Then also like the Lex was from the Batman versus Superman thing.
Oh yeah, Batman versus Superman. Yes.
Yeah. Wonder Woman and Aquaman.
What?
Well, we don't know about Aquaman. We didn't see him yet, but apparently he's supposed to make some sort of appearance, and also Cyborg.
Oh yeah.
Um, but I think what they're going to do with Cyborg is they're probably just going to have him before he becomes Cyborg, because he
Yeah.
was like a famous like a college or high school, depending on whatever age you go with, like football player before he became a Cyborg.
Yeah,
Really?
that one I never quite got. I mean, I was sure the original lineup was like, you know, the Martian Manhunter, Flash, Green Arrow. I don't know.
Yeah, that's basic. Like they basically in with New 52 they switched Cyborg out for Martian Manhunter, and they moved Martian Manhunter to like Justice League America, which is basically a sub Justice League.
Yeah.
Um,
I thought Cyborg was part of the Titans, the Teen
yeah,
Yeah,
Titans.
that's what I thought.
yeah, he was, which I'll even admit that it felt odd, like shifting him over from like Teen Titans and like him being like the one that got shifted up.
Right.
But he actually does actually sort of fit the role. I mean, like, basically they play his character in a New 52. And he's sort of like the Bruce Banner-ish sort of like thing, where it's basically he's like getting over like what he's become through an accident. He doesn't
Oh.
go like psychotic killing sprees like uh, the Hulk does, but he basically is still doing it with the fact that he's like no longer like human or whatnot. He's like still getting over that.
Yeah.
And he's like everything's actually just sort of getting adjusting. Like he's basically a living weapon now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. You think Wonder Woman, uh, is she like from another world?
I think that was a rumor, but I think that's just a rumor. Like I think they're going with the mascara.
Yeah, where is Themyscira?
It's basically like I can't remember if they moved like DC. The thing with DC is they move their freaking locations all over the place. Like we can't even figure out like where they keep like uh Metropolis, and like they always move Metropolis and Gotham around all over the place.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And like sometimes Metropolis is north of New York. Sometimes it's actually around Baltimore. Other times it's basically in Philadelphia is. While Gotham is usually in New Jersey of some sort, and then in Nolan's verse it was actually Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's like it's confusing. And then Themyscira is like a basically sort of like a Bermuda Triangle sort of like hidden island sort of thing.
Mhm.
So that makes it even more confusing.
Yeah.
And then they actually have Atlantis, so it's going to make it even more confusing than that. But
Yeah.
yeah, but I think she actually is going with a Greek god sort of like thing where she's from Themyscira. That was like a lost island.
Uh,
I actually have a fun theory just from watching that trailer. Is I have a feeling that at one point Wonder Woman's actually going to save Batman,
mm-hmm.
It's possible.
just because like the way they look. Like that one scene that shows her fighting is like there's the crash Batwing in the background. But I think it'll basically be the point where like there seems to be a point where Batman's overwhelmed by like the Superman enemies or whatever they are.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking that's like right around there. So, because I think she's going to be the one that says like, yeah, someone else is behind all this, and we need to deal with that.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
And
Yeah,
also, it would help.
Aquaman's just gonna come up to the surface, and he'll be like, "Oh, those damn fracas." Yeah, because in like the last movie, they had like that giant beam of energy piercing the earth or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let me see. It actually is a plot of like the recent like Justice League anime. They basically switched over to New 52 stories. Basically, what happened is Darkseid invades like Earth, and that's what brings the Justice League together.
Mhm.
But at the end of it, basically all of like Darkseid's like actions are basically is trying to terraform the Earth. Basically reactivate a volcano which killed the King of Atlantis.
Wow.
That set up the next film.
God, I totally want to see someone like Darkseid or Brainiac.
Oh, I so hope we get to see Darkseid. I don't care if like Thanos is going to probably come first. Darkseid he's the original.
Yeah, leave Doomsday for the last.
Actually, no. I think Doomsday is probably going to be in the next film.
Yeah.
Just because, like I said, like they have some like there's rumors like it's going to be Doomsday, but I think it's going to be him just because, like I said, like they need some sort of force like to bring them together, but they need some sort of force that doesn't need like a backstory behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And Doomsday's he's basically a living weapon, so it's more of who creates him than who he is, sort of thing.
Right.
All right, that went sort of off topic, but yeah, that was a lot of interesting things happen at Comic-Con. I don't think interesting. I don't think it's as exciting as last year, especially for MLP, where we got like a lot of different episode stuff and whatnot.
Right.
But still a good year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess that brings us to the end of the episode. Do you have any closing thoughts?
Nope.
I'm sleepy.
Well, I guess good night and good luck and bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.